Not me talking to myself for like 2 minutes and then realizing that I wasn't even recording. Love it here. I just love it here. If you're wondering what's happening here, it's that my washer decided to not be nice and has delayed my washing experience, which has now delayed my drying experience, which has now delayed my bedtime. So I'm waiting on my sheets. So I brought you down and I'm now at your level. And let me just say, this is quite uncomfortable. My back hurts. I should probably grab a chair, but you know what? We love being complicated. We love having a difficult time. We just love to do the most. And why should things be easy? No, let's make it as hard and uncomfortable as possible. Welcome to this video. But you know what? This is a cute background. Like, as you can tell from the title of this video, what I am reading, watching, listening to for the month of August. Yes, it is now September, your time, but it is technically still August, my time. So roll with it. Alright, so I just waited for my sheets to be done because your girl was just tired standing there for however long that clip was. Now, for the month of August, I did have a book growth. At first it was like, I want to read a book before I continue the next season of Rizzolian Isles. Let there be some space. The first book that I finished, finally, Where the Crawdads Sing. This one I took a while because I wanted to read it all, but that was really hard with my schedule. So I was able to find an audiobook version and was going back and forth with reading it. This was one of the books that I wanted to read because everybody was reading it and a lot of people were talking about it, and I was kind of hearing mixed opinions, but I said, F it, we're buying it. And I also kept pushing it back. So we finally read her, and she lives up to the talk. So if you decide to read it, please let me know, or if you have read it, what are your thoughts? Did you like the ending? Did you not like the ending? After that, we have once again reread one of my favorite books, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I hope one day to have just a whole video on itself, a book analysis. I really want to talk about it. I've seen other booktubers talk about this book and I love their videos, so I kind of want to make my own, but that'll be one day when inspiration really cuts in. After that book, I started a little bit of the Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, and then I put this one on pause for a few days and went through an audiobook called Late to the Party by Kelly Quidlin. Not necessarily my favorite. I described it as a cutesy read. It was kind of high schooly, and I don't know if it was because I listened to it and didn't read it that maybe the person who voiced it kind of had an impact. I don't know, but it was okay. But definitely by the end I was kind of annoyed by the characters on how childish they are, but they were also in high school. It was okay. Then I came back to the Song of Achilles, which I did also go back and forth with reading and audiobook, and I loved the person who voiced this, and also Madeline Miller's words. The way she was describing made me feel like I was here and going through what they were going through. I didn't know anything going into this. Also read it because people were saying, oh, it's such a good book, the hype. She also has another book called Circe, which I do plan to read soon, but this one was just so beautiful. There are many quotes in here that are just wow. After Song of Achilles, I went through another straight audiobook, The Miseducation of Henry Kane by Charles Brooks, who is not like a real author. It is a book from Younger, the show Younger. I feel like I've talked about it on my channel before. Sutton Foster, Hilary Duff, Miriam Shore, Debbie Mazar. Great cast, great writing. Creator from Sex and the City, Darren Star. Probably one of my favorite shows, so if you are interested, check it out. But within the series, there are a couple books that they have released IRL. This one was okay too. It wasn't necessarily my favorite. The storyline was okay. I liked the idea, but I think because the show kind of made it seem super scandalous, and there was, I think, a bigger expectation on my part, that it was okay. The current book that I'm on, which will leap over into September, is The Price of Salt, also known as Carol, originally published under a pseudonym. We're only a few chapters into this, and same thing, I found an audiobook, so I've heard a few chapters from that too, and the person who voices it has a lovely voice. It's a woman, obviously, because it's from a woman perspective, which if you do not follow me on Goodreads, please follow me on Goodreads. Can't guarantee that September will be as great as August in all of my book growth. Moving on to what I'm watching. Currently watching 3 shows. Like I had mentioned before, I'm still getting through Rizzolian Isles, taking my time. I'm on the last season. I will go through it soon. In the meantime, I have restarted The Sopranos and I'm still in season 1. But honestly, within the different podcasts that are out there right now that are also rewatching The Sopranos, it's pretty cool to be watching sort of with them, getting their behind the scenes stories and having people come into the podcast and giving their story and information. And it's really cool just to be learning the different perspectives, I guess, surrounding the show, because it's one thing as a viewer and like reading a few facts, but then you have people who were there and filming and just in that environment and now watching, so like they get to see themselves, they get to see the other actors and just their little tidbit. The last show that I am watching for August is What We Do in the Shadows. This is a recently started show. I had heard about it because I would see commercials through FX, but it never really caught my eye or like grasped my attention. I knew it was vampires and I thought it was a little weird, but after watching a few episodes, I'm still in season 1. Yeah, it's a nice like break from all like, I guess, the seriousness of what is Sopranos, even though Sopranos is also pretty funny. What we're listening to, we're almost over. Thank you for putting up with me so far for what is 14 minutes of me talking, but I know it's much less for you. What we're listening to, 99% of Chloe and Halle, Ungodly Hour. Now, I had heard about the release, but I was still in Chromatica, so it took me a little bit to give it a full listen. Point is, we have dived in. We are in this pool that is Ungodly Hour. It's honestly what I'm listening to at all times. The vibes within the different songs are so interchangeable. It fits every mood. It fits the setting. Cling to it, run to it, just chillin'. This album is there. Like I said, if you've read any of those books, please leave your comments below. I would love to hear what you thought of them. If you plan on reading them, which ones? If you're watching, you know, Sopranos, if you're watching Rizzolian Isles, if you're watching What We Do in the Shadows, you know, just leave your comment. What do you think about Ungodly Hour? Because that is the album of the moment. I am very tired and hope that you have enjoyed this video. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Hey, hey, won't you come on my way? Hey, hey, won't you come on my way?